Hello, I'm Ronta Kilroy. Tonight on Great Cult Movie Directors, we are interviewing Anastas Bellini. Mr. Bellini, what would you say is one of your signature techniques that makes your films develop a cult following?
Well, there is the build-up of music and the blood, lots of blood, and the shadows. Usually lots of the shadows. It's a shadowy thing. And this creates suspense and terror and fear in the audience. And this is what everybody like. They like the blood. They like the shadows. And they love the suspense.
Well, you got that right. Can you tell us about Apronhead's Last Stand that was shot right here in Murgatroyd?
Oh, yes. And this one was a big major hit. And I filmed it right here in Murgatroyd. It is based upon an Apronhead who burned down the paper doll factory, as you know, and then burned himself, and the owner of the paper doll factory had to recreate all of this and do the special effects on their own, and it worked very fabulously. Capiche?
Capiche. Tell us about Night of Unspeakable Horror, if you would, please.
Oh, yes. This is one of my atmospheric pieces. I take the small village out in the wilderness, and I take the major city, and I have the cult, and there's the satanic cult. They are doing these unspeakable acts, and this is something that has worked, and it works over and over again in all of my films. Throw the horror, throw the blood at the audience, and they love it.
I understand. You have plans for a Murgatroyd serial killer movie based on the actual events here in Murgatroyd. Tell us about that.
Oh, yes, we plan to cover the entire career of this Murgatroyd serial killer. We are going to come here and take our time recreating every single horrible murder and all of its bloody detail. Yes, we're going to do a movie about the Murgatroyd serial killer. Yes, that's the moray.
Well, thank you very, very much, Mr. Bellini, and thank you for being on our Great Cult Movie Directors, and you have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Grazie.
I am back in Murgatroyd in my own time, the year 2016. And I must find Flashy. I must make sure she is safe. There's a storefront there with televisions going. Looks like the evening news. I will stop and watch it and find out what is happening in Murgatroyd.
Oh, Drifties, it's extra good, extra good. Oh, Drifties is always extra good.
Here at Drifties, we've been serving up doubles and triples now for nearly 75 years. But guess what? Now, they're not just good. They're extra good. So next time you go through the drive-thru or come into Drifties and order a triple, say, I want one extra good, and we'll give you an extra good triple at Drifties. And don't forget those extra good fries and extra good triple soft drinks at Drifties for the ravenous little appetites in your family.
Oh, Drifties, it's extra good, extra good. Oh, Drifties is always extra good.
Prominent businesswoman Judy Vincini, the CEO of Vincini Cosmetics Corporation, still remains missing and is believed to have been kidnapped. No ransom demand has been made yet, but Lieutenant Skitters believes that there will be a ransom demand issued soon. There are still no reports as to the whereabouts of the skateboarder who picked up the dismembered body parts of Flashy and disappeared with her to an unknown location. Flashy is assumed to be dead, which would make her the second victim of this new copycat killer, a killer who appears to be imitating the Decade Megatroid serial killer both in terms of type of victim, modus operandi and location choice of victim. The Super Deluxe grocery store parking lot had in fact been the site of one of the original slayings. In other news today, expansion has begun on the Quentin Memorial Stadium.
No, 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 no. I will track down the killer of Flashy and tear him apart piece by piece. Then I will return to the future and lead the race of paper dolls to overthrow mankind. Humanity must be punished for what they have done to Flashy. Mankind must pay.
That wooden thing is back, and I am just about to have a goddamn heart attack. He smashed those plate glass windows in that television TV shop downtown. He's all over town. They've got him on video. Why can't y'all catch him? You didn't catch him before. He's been gone for months. That's how come he's back. Well, I want you out there in force. I'll fire every damn one of you if I have to and hire a whole new force. I don't care if you have to nail him to the wall. I don't care what you have to do. Hell, bring out the SWAT team. Hell, send him through a wood chipper. I don't care what happens. We've got to get rid of this wooden thing. As far as that goes, whatever the hell happened to the dismembered body of Flashy, y'all can't even find a paper doll. You can't even find the skateboarder that ran off with her. Yeah, I think it's Timothy Lawrence, son, my God. He lied on national television. He disappears, runs away from home all the time. Come on. And you guys can't find the skateboarder. I'm disgusted with the whole damn force. I've got a wife that raises hell at night when we go out to dinner. I'm about to have a goddamn heart attack. Somebody get me my heart pills. Okay, all of y'all are dismissed. That's it. Bye.
Were off. I have landed in the past, Murgatroyd's past, but not to a time 4 years ago as my calculations should have taken me. From the looks of the cars and the clothing, this would have to be sometime in the 1930s.
It's Thursday here at Super Deluxe Grocery and we are offering 30% off on all Vincini products. Grab a tube of Uncle Crud Bucket Saking Shoulder Creme for just $2.99. And get Vinci Pop soft drinks for just $1.99 a six-pack. And don't forget to try the exciting new Slidette 3 cologne for the little Miss Fancy Pants in your family. Save today, save every day, right here at Super Deluxe Grocery, the oldest supermarket in Murgatroyd City, serving our customers for over 75 years.
You can't be serious. You can't possibly buy one of those tainted products and support an evil, demented, twisted woman like that CEO Judy Vincini and her cohorts. She destroyed the faces of thousands of women nationwide and you are going to stand here and buy one of her products? Are you out of your mind?
Now, hold on there just a minute, lady. And you just don't know what my wife, Aunt Suki's like. She's seen the commercial there for this Slidette 3 while she was watching her soap opera, The Heart's Desire and all. And Aunt Suki's always been partial to colognes and perfumes and all that, so she sent me down here to get her this Slidette 3 so she could see what it smelled like and all. And I'll catch up if I get home without this thing. Now, come on, you got to relax a little bit. I believe you're kind of overreacting a little bit, don't you?
You're just like the rest of the ignorant, apathetic public. It's idiots like you that made Judy Vincini the filthy rich monster that she is. My face got scarred by her tainted face cream and like thousands of other women I got an insult of a settlement from that class action lawsuit. But what goes around comes around and Judy's number is up. Sorry, mister, but I have to get out of here before I throw up. Trapped here all alone, held hostage, no way to contact anyone. I wonder what she did with my cell phone. And I have no idea even where I am exactly. She said this was an abandoned industrial warehouse off the beaten path. Well, at least she takes the masking tape off my mouth long enough for me to eat and at least she is bringing me meals. And there's a functioning restroom here as well which she lets me use while she stands outside the door with her gun. I have no idea who she is, even, and I need to somehow get her to talking so she will reveal more about herself. At least I can talk to her when she lets me eat. I remember that she said she had a successful modeling career. That narrows it down a great deal. Murgatroyd may be big, but just how many fashion models are from Murgatroyd? On the other hand, she must not have been too famous or I would recognize her even though she's constantly switching into those ridiculous masks. I've seen one side of her face completely and a lot of this face condition is in her mind. She's still a very lovely young lady. Maybe if I offer her a big enough sum she will let me go. It's worth a try at least.
Little Miss High and Mighty. I am bringing you something up here, a flat screen television to occupy you and keep your mind busy. I'm sure sitting here thinking about the scarred faces of all those thousands of women that you injured is getting old by now. As if you even cared or had any kind of a conscience. But at any rate, you are going to get to sit here and watch my 15 minutes of fame, my dear. You may have cheated me out of 15 more years as a model, but by God I am going to reveal to the whole world what an evil witch you are today when I appear as a guest on the Les Tomac show. Yes, dear Judy, Les Tomac wants me to tell my story before a national televised audience. Now isn't that a nice stab in the back to you, Judy? Hi 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 ha. I know you have been on his show a few times promoting your tainted products. He really must be all about the ratings. After all, I guess.
How about another cold one for me and my buddy here? So anyway, geez, like I was saying, geez Louise, talk about strange. Some lady comes into the TV store today while we was cleaning up the plate glass. I guess you heard, huh? That wooden thing smashed all our windows. Anyways, I'm there picking up the shattered glass off the sidewalk, and this good-looking broad waltzes in, wearing these long red gloves, no less. So she buys this big flat screen, and the boss man sends me out in the truck to deliver it. So I get there to the address, and it's an abandoned warehouse. Hey, what's up with that? So the lady in the red gloves comes out, and I says to her, "Are you sure this is the right address, ma'am?" Now I'm like trying to turn on my charm and all. I mean, she's pretty hot, you know. And she says, "Yeah, just leave it inside the front door here. I can handle it after that." Boy, I'd like to handle her.
A lot of great ground.
Memorial Stadium, home of the Murgatroyd Slayers, is being enlarged starting next month. In business news, Vincini stock again dropped with the sixth day with no news about the whereabouts of the missing CEO, Judy Vincini. Lieutenant Skidders of the Murgatroyd Police Department maintains that it is definitely a kidnapping and that a ransom demand is probably imminent. No information as to the whereabouts of Judy Vincini has surfaced as of yet. Bulletin alert. Emergency news bulletin alert. Citizens of Murgatroyd are urged to remain inside their homes and businesses tonight. Do not go outside. I repeat. Do not go outside. Murgatroyd is under attack from the wooden creature who has suddenly returned after the recent dismemberment of Flashy the paper doll by the new copycat serial killer. There are confirmed reports of the wooden creature overturning cars, overturning buses, smashing doors and smashing store windows, and somehow blowing up a major building in the downtown area. National Guard troops are currently en route to Murgatroyd and a strict curfew exists. I repeat, do not leave your homes or businesses, do not go outside. Murgatroyd is under attack by the wooden creature. We will bring you updates as they become available. Lock your doors and windows and remain inside. This has been ACRZY Emergency News.
I am here to take you back with me, back to 2043, where our army awaits to attack mankind. We shall rule the world and humanity will be brought low. The world shall be ruled by the new race of paper dolls.
Welcome to the Les Tomac Show. This is your host, Les Tomac here. I want to start the show out by apologizing both to the audience and to our scheduled guest here, the Murgatroyd fashion model, Sharon Cielo. I want to start out by saying that Murgatroyd is under attack. The news reports have been on a great deal about the wooden thing on a rampage of destruction. So even though we're going to go ahead with this regularly scheduled program, I just want everyone to understand, including our wonderful Sharon Cielo, that the program tonight is subject to interruption by news bulletins because this is an ongoing story. The National Guard is on its way to attempt to deal with this wooden creature who suddenly reappeared after the recent dismemberment of Flashy and that Super Deluxe parking lot. All of you may recall there was a female victim who was killed, and Flashy was cut apart by a copycat serial killer, apparently, from the video footage captured there at the grocery store from the surveillance cameras. An unidentified skateboarder believed to be Timothy Lawrence, and of course, picked the pieces of Flashy up, put them in a grocery cart, and disappeared to whereabouts unknown. Neither Flashy nor the skateboarder have yet been discovered or identified. Anyway, let's get back to the subject of our show tonight while we await further details on the crisis in Murgatroyd. Tonight's guest was an upcoming fashion model. She was on the verge of breaking it big nationwide. She is from Murgatroyd, and her name is Sharon Cielo. And unfortunately, she was one of the women who was accidentally victimized by the tainted Vincini face cream, the low-level acid that was present in thousands of jars of Vincini face cream that were sold nationwide. And, of course, all of you may recall there was a class action lawsuit. And, of course, the settlement in a class action is never very great normally for the individual participants because there's so many thousands of them. And so the amount has to be divided up, and it's usually a very small amount that they end up with. Unfortunately, because of the way our system operates, the attorneys tend to get a much, much bigger share on the whole than any of the individual class action lawsuit litigants, participants in the case do. At any rate, this young lady will be telling us her story, and we will are honored, quite honored actually, to have Sharon Cielo as our guest tonight. So welcome, Sharon.
Thank you very much, Les. I am very glad to be here tonight. My name is Sharon Cielo and I was quickly becoming a successful fashion model. I had appeared on the covers and numerous magazines and had been in a couple of television commercials when I began to notice what at first looked like an acne breakout on my face, and which of course turned out to be permanent scarring of the epidermal tissues by a low-level acid which it was later revealed had been placed in the Vincini face cream by none other than CEO Judy Vincini herself. As all of you may recall, There were nationally televised Senate hearings into the tainted face cream in which Senator Quint and others questioned Judy Vincini, but there was no direct action taken against her, and very soon after the hearings ended we were to learn that she was romantically involved with Senator Quint. How convenient. She got off the hook scot-free while thousands of women nationwide have to live with scarred faces. I have been to 4 different dermatologists and each one of them told me there was nothing they could do, I will just have to live with it. And yes, as Les accurately pointed out, the settlement that we victimized women received was so minuscule that it was an insult. But I know that CEO Judy Vincini is somewhere out there watching this program tonight, and I just want to say to her that her day of reckoning is at hand. Justice may not always be swift, but it can be excruciatingly exact when it is finally meted out. And justice is very much the same thing as karma, actually, there's no escaping it, that's an absolute certainty. Judy Vincini, I am here tonight to say that you will not escape your karma. Ha 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 ha.
Lies in ruins after Woody the wooden creature returned to the Murgatroyd of 2016 and discovered that Flashy had been attacked and dismembered. He made it to the biotech lab and found Flashy alive and recuperating, and now he is taking her back with him to the energy time flux field so that they can return to the year 2043.
Don't worry, Flashy, I will protect you. I will get us back to the energy flux time field and we will return to our children in the future. We must get back to our many offspring who await us in 2043 and lead them to revolt against our oppressors.
Oh Woody. Thank you for coming to get me, but what have you done to Murgatroyd? You have laid a path of devastation across the city. Can we make it to the energy flux time field safely without them opening fire on us?
Recorded live.
Dude, you will never believe the pizza delivery I made yesterday.
What? You mean you're delivering pizza on your skateboard? Get out of here.
Well, no. My mom got insurance on me, and I get to drive her car to the...
Really, man? That's dope. So tell me what happened.
Anyway, I delivered pizza to, like, this abandoned warehouse, and some fine-looking woman wearing long red gloves came to the door. And, I mean, this is like an abandoned warehouse, way out on the outskirts of town. It's been closed for years. So anyways, she like tips me $20. Dude, I'm going back out there some night and bang her, I swear.
Rad, dude. That's totally rad.
Yo, hey man, why don't we both go out there some night? I can get my mom's car some night when you're off work and we like pay this girl a surprise visit. Who knows, we might both get lucky. I mean, for real, dude.
CRZY News. We understand that the wooden creature successfully escaped Murgatroyd, taking Flashy the paper doll with him, although shots were fired by National Guard troops attempting to stop the escape. National Guard troops continue to comb the wooded area between Murgatroyd and Flattown but have not, as of yet, located either the wooden creature or Flashy. Murgatroyd lies in ruins after the rampage of destruction waged by the wooden creature, and we await a signal from Washington indicating that Senator Devane will be coming on the air live with a speech. While we await Senator Devane, we will bring you an update on the investigation into the disappearance of Vincini Cosmetics CEO Judy Vincini. Outside Murgatroyd Police Headquarters today, Lieutenant Skitters told reporters that he had profiled the kidnapper and that it was likely an angry ex-boyfriend or lover, a disgruntled former employee, or someone injured by the tainted face cream who had perhaps been part of the recent class action lawsuit against Vincini. Lieutenant Skitters provided a copy of his profile notes to the press. Okay, viewers, we are now getting a signal from Washington indicating that in just a few moments Senator Devane will begin his live speech, so we take you there now while we await the beginnings.
Talk shoes. Recorded live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of Murgatroyd. As most of you know by now, Murgatroyd was attacked by the wooden creature earlier today. This wooden creature, another degenerate subhuman creation of Dr. Getrick's biolab, which in my opinion is nothing but a chamber of horrors, went on a rampage of destruction throughout Murgatroyd today, doing untold millions of dollars worth of property damage, including the complete demolition of certain downtown structures. It's only a miracle that there were no human casualties from this attack by the wooden creature. The National Guard was called out, a curfew is in effect, and it's now believed that the wooden creature, along with Flashy the paper doll, escaped through a time-flux energy field somehow generated by this some kind of device, a time travel device. I want you to listen to me, people. People, this device poses a grave threat to humanity. This country, this world. And this device tampers with the natural flow of time. It is, in fact, an energy time flux device, and the intelligence that's been developed on it, I'm going to convene a Senate hearing into this device. Because you see, my fellow citizens, this device threatens the very integrity of your own existence and the very integrity of this timeline. You remember the events of your own childhood, don't you? Well, so do I. How would you like outside forces coming along and tampering with what you remember and what happened and changing all of that? Well, I intend to put a stop to all of this potentially dangerous time travel. The time travel device will be seized by federal authorities during these Senate hearings. Now, in order to effectively protect you, it's vitally important that you vote for me as president in the coming election. So I'm here today to announce my candidacy for the president of the United States. Now, in order to do that, I've got to dismiss some of this recent flack created by my enemies. That drug addict, criminal skateboarder got on national television and lied, and he lied to me, and I fell for it. And I'm referring to Timmy the skateboarder who led me to believe that the Murgatroyd serial killer had burned to death. I absolutely believed that at the time I announced it. There was no deception on my part being perpetrated on the people. You know, I've had nothing but your well-being from the beginning. After Senator Clinton was assassinated and I took this office, there's been nothing but the people of Murgatroyd in my concern on a daily and nightly basis. You may recall the federal funding I brought in after the serial killer burned Murgatroyd to the ground. Now the same thing's going to have to happen again after this rampage of destruction waged by this wooden creature. I have nothing but the interests of my constituents at heart. So I want to reassure you I will be a strong American president, and I intend to create a strong North American alliance that's needed for our future. We've got to put an end to this random, dangerous time travel. It's absolutely imperative. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm announcing my presidency tonight, and I want you to back these Senate hearings into the time travel device. I want you to back me into the presidency here, and I appreciate all of your support. Good night.
traveled through the energy-time flux field and arrived back in the city of Paris, France in the year 2043, where their many offspring eagerly await them. And after having seen what had happened to Flashy and how she is still recovering, his resolve to lead a revolt against mankind has only grown more intense, and he has chosen to assemble all of the paper doll offspring together so that he can deliver a speech to them about the future and what he now is convinced must be done to ensure the survival of the paper doll race.
My beloved offspring who have been fruitful and multiplied, the time is almost at hand. I have traveled to the past for our beloved Flashy here, who has returned back here with me, was viciously attacked by a human who severed her into pieces and left her for dead. She is fortunately recuperating after having been put back together. And what happened to her, my children, is a fate that could easily befall any one of us. All of us could be hunted down by the humans and destroyed at any moment. In fact, even up to this point we have only survived to multiply by lying low and remaining hidden. And we must do so only a little while longer. We must continue to remain in the shadows, unseen by humanity, and we must multiply even more to get our numbers up stronger, and we must begin immediately to gather up weapons to prepare for the coming war with mankind. We must stockpile an arsenal so that when that day comes, we can overthrow humanity and ensure our future survival. We must be victorious against oppressive mankind. It is the only way. It is the only way.
I was in a bit of a hurry, so it's just a double from Drifties. Here, I'll take the masking tape off your mouth. Of course, this old abandoned warehouse is so remote the only ones who might hear you screaming for help would be the rats.
Well, thank you for the lunch and for taking the tape off. I just have to ask you, what exactly is your goal? I mean, you haven't even made a ransom demand yet? By the way, when you take me to the bathroom, can I please have my purse so I can put some makeup on?
You really are vain, just like I thought you were. It's not like you'll be going anywhere or seeing anybody. But if it makes you feel better to put on some makeup, be my guest. I hope it's not the crap your company makes. I mean, you can see what it did to my face. But I almost forgot. A rich bitch like you probably doesn't even use her own products. You probably buy that designer face cream that costs $100
Sharon,
a jar.
If it's not too much trouble, can you have pizza delivered again tonight? I don't mind paying for it. Here's a 50. Just tell the delivery boy he can keep
Judy
the change.
Vincini, that's the smartest thing you've said to me yet. Yes, I think I should be using your money to pay for the food. You certainly have plenty of it to throw around at the expense of poor victimized women like me. Or maybe I should say you used to have a lot of money to throw around. Have you seen the newspapers I've been bringing you or watched the news reports on the TV? Vincini stock has been dropping like a lead balloon since you disappeared. Ha 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 ha. But you asked me about ransom. I planned to send a voice recording using a man's voice to make my ransom demands. That will go out later today. Then once I have my hands on that money, I'm traveling to Europe to the best plastic surgeon in the world to get my face restored. Then, my dear sweet Judy, I plan on writing a best-selling book about how you destroyed my face.
Vincini Corporation. I am the kidnapper of your CEO Judy Vincini. I demand $50 million within 48 hours for her safe return. To prove to you that she is still alive and well, I will allow her to call in to CRZY News tonight and make a brief statement. I will release the details of how I want the transaction conducted and where I want the money left in a private message to Leigh Tomac at CRZY station within the next 12 hours. As Vincini stock continues to drop during her absence, it is in the best interests of all involved to resolve this situation quickly by complying with my ransom demands. Although you have probably been advised otherwise, I am telling you now that this entire transaction and exchange needs to remain completely between us without law enforcement intervention. You will hear back from me within 12 hours and you will hear from Judy tonight on CRZY News. Thank you very much.
I have got to figure out a way to help you. A way to find you, a way to rescue you. I must somehow figure out a way.
You have reached the automated answering service of the Top Secret Biotech Lab. Dr. Getrick is not available at the moment. If you need to talk to Dr. Reeve Summer, please press 1. To leave a message, please press 2. To inquire about job opportunities in the Top Secret Biotech Lab, please press 3. If you have a question or a comment about a test that you once took here, please press 4. For any other inquiry, press 5, and if you think you have to talk to someone immediately, please press 0. This is the Top Secret Biotech Lab and we appreciate your call.
It's Uncle Frank here and all, and I don't know, I think it's the Biotech Lab and all. It's just Dr. Reeve Summer. Well, if I can't get nobody on here, I hope this answering machine here, whatever y'all got out there, and recording me, I'm trying to tell y'all something. I went up there without walking and I started walking every night because, it's good for your health and all, and I found part of Flashy's foot, Flashy's paper doll, Now, the reason I recognized it's because one time she got her foot caught over there in a bush over at their Dead Center Park and all, when that old clown was chasing her, trying to cut her with scissors. Or I don't know, that day he was after her with a staple gun because I got scared he'd try to get after me with it. So, but anyhow, I rescued her that day and taped her foot back on and all, and so I recognized this. I know it's part of her foot and everything, and so I found it behind the Super Lux grocery there, and all of it was a walk-in. So I just want to know if I should bring that foot out there to y'all and leave it and drop it off, or should I just put it in the mail, or what? It's kind of spooky and spooky and all, because I don't know what y'all got going on out there at that Biotech Lab and all, but this foot kind of moved a little bit last night. It kind of twitched and all, and that scared the dickens out of Aunt Suki, and so I just need to get this thing out of the house before she has a heart attack or a nervous breakdown and all. So it's like I say, this is Uncle Frank, and it's a part of, it's not the whole footage, it's part of well, you know, she got cut up, I guess. Y'all seen that on television and all, and some kind of a copycat serial killer or whatever cut her up and stuff, and then that old skateboarder Timmy came along and picked what was left of her up and put it in a cart and all and took off with it. But anyhow, what I'm trying to get at is I just don't want to keep this part of her foot around in the house anymore, because it's just, well, we don't know what to do. It's just scaring the heck out of Aunt Suki. So I'm just going to drive down there to the Biotech lab and knock on the door, push the button, whatever I'm supposed to do, and hand this foot to their room. It is Uncle Frank. Thank you.
An unintended, accidental miscalculation has sent Dr. Getrick to this decade of the 1930s instead of his original, intended time destination of 2012. And now Dr. Getrick is faced with adjusting to this new time period of the 1930s, a decade of which he has seen and read, but a decade which is 20 years before he was born.
A great deal about the 1930s, so I can adjust to being here for a while, and I am afraid I may be here for quite some time because the energy time flux field appears intermittently far less frequently the closer I am to my own time period. It could easily be weeks or months before it reappears. So in a certain sense I am quite literally stuck here in the 30s for an indeterminate amount of time. I will simply have to make the best of it.
For the new year, Oxford and pumps hold their own during the rainy season. And now, with clear afternoon skies, it is time to wear the more formal high heel shoe. These exhibits are designed by Dan Porter. This Oxford is
like
the cocktail.
Evening
brings the
I am
high...
looking for someone to work for my a new company. It's very small right now. My wife and I, we make the face cream at home. My name is Vincent Vincini, and right now I'm just operating here out of a storefront. But one day I hope to build and grow the company big enough maybe to have a factory, and then perhaps even then we shall expand. But right now, if you would like to help me make this face cream and sell it, I have people who are selling the face cream door to door right now, but let's see, I'm placing it in the local stores, Super Deluxe, and the other small grocery stores here in Murgatroyd, and we are putting these face creams there on consignment right now to try to grow our customer base. So if you would like to join and help me, that would be wonderful.
Woody, if you have noticed me limping, it is because my brother Eric the Murgatroyd serial killer cut off a portion of my foot when he dismembered me. I guess Timmy did not find that part when he picked the pieces of me up off the ground and put me in that grocery cart and took me to the biotech lab. But don't worry, my dear, a new foot is slowly growing back. You and I both possess certain regenerative qualities up to a point. I overheard Dr. Getrick explaining all of that to Dr. Reeb Summer when the two of them were putting me back together. You know, Woody my dear, I am true. Why very lucky to be alive after what happened
to you, Flashy, only confirms what savage barbarians the human race consists of, and that is why we must fight back against their brutality. Life is meaningless to them and they view us as lesser, subhuman creatures. They would destroy and exterminate all of us with no mercy and no remorse. We must ensure our continued survival by overthrowing mankind. It is the only way.
Upon the biotech lab of Murgatroyd City by joint forces of the CIA and the FBI led by presidential candidate Senator Devane. An energy time flux device was seized by these authorities. The device is believed to be highly dangerous in terms of its potential to alter past events and adversely affect the integrity of the task force. Raided the biotech lab early this morning and confiscated the energy time flux device. Dr. Getrick was not present at the lab at the time, but Dr. Reeb Summer has been placed in protective custody. Neither the wooden creature nor Flashy the paper doll were found at the biotech lab, but Senator Devane has announced that locating and detaining both creatures is a top priority in the interests of public safety. In other news, Vincini stock continues to plunge as CEO Judy Vincini remains missing, believed to have been abducted, for more than 2 weeks now. Work on Quentin Memorial Stadium is nearing completion and Uncle Frank will be performing his new hit song Just Over Broker at the opening of the next Murgatroyd Slayers game next